Alright, the first episode is out, and I'm a little concerned. They already changed a lot from the game, which was promising, but they have not done it in the way I was hoping, which is disappointing. So let's talk about it. But before we do, I will be talking about future events, so there will be spoilers. Now, right off the bat, we see Abby, which I don't like. They seem to want to start building Abby's character early on in the show, which, if you watched my other video, you would know that I think this is a mistake. They will have a hard time getting people to like Abby, and Ellie at this rate, but more on that later, and there's just no reason I can think of to show Abby this early on. By announcing her intentions to kill Joel, they are significantly dulling the shock and betrayal of his death, which just makes it that much harder for us to ever like Abby. The scene of her in Salt Lake by the graves felt kind of out of place and only really was there to build suspense, again making the characters seem shallow and unimportant when they are literally half of the story in the game. I might have more to say on this, but I don't want to jump to conclusions too soon, and will wait to see how the next few episodes pan out. My real issue with this first episode was pacing. It was actually too fast. Yes, there was limited action and a lot of character development, but the large jump forward in time was still jarring like it was in the game. We are given just as much backstory and context for the new characters and relationship dynamics in the show as we were in the game, that being pretty much none. Jesse is just kind of there, and Ellie and Joel aren't on good terms, but we don't really know anything. 3 scenes have been left out so far, which I would have preferred to have already happened, assuming that the next episode is going to go how I think it will. The first scene is the hotel scene. Joel and Ellie fight some infected and find 2 dead bodies from Jackson, which had been bitten and turned. A tragedy which could have potentially been prevented if there was a cure.
I shot her. I can't take my own life. I'm a fucking coward. Adam.
Jesus.
Only they were immune, right?
This, of course, leads to Joel lying to Ellie a second time, and her running off to Salt Lake to discover the truth. This is the context for why Ellie is mad at Joel, not him being a little overprotective or whatever random stuff they showed. I expect that they'll include this scene later, but why not now? The porch scene where Ellie and Joel make up is hinted at the end of this episode, but it would make very little sense without the hospital scene, as that is the major conflict between them. By not giving context, they are making Ellie feel very immature and childish, which she is only a little immature and childish. I just simply do not see the reason why the story can't be told linearly. All the scenes from the game are there to show how Ellie and Joel's relationship develops, we just aren't being given them. We don't see how Ellie is crushed after losing her purpose in life of finding a cure. We don't see Joel give the guitar to Ellie and sing her the, if I'm being honest, a little on the nose, but still very touching song. Little moments like these are what solidify characters' motivations and emotional appeal. With how the story has been broken up, we do not get to see the highs and lows of the characters' relationships. The first episode felt more like a summary of the events we missed over a real continuation of the story. Another thing I'd like to talk about is the therapy scene. This seemed to take the place of the moment between Joel and Tommy in the game, where Tommy is the one who asked,
What do you do?
with Joel's response of,
I saved her.
What did you do?
I saved her.
To me, this moment in the game does a good job of explaining their relationship as brothers, while reminding us of Joel's perspective on his relationship with Ellie. With that scene adapted into a therapy session with the emphasis on Ellie, it seems that they tried to turn more of the focus onto Joel and Ellie's relationship. But there was no real additional impact that was added through this change, as the dialogue was almost entirely the same. It ends up feeling like they are introducing new information that is not important to the story by shoehorning in Eugene's name with Gale, making for another unnecessary and confusing dynamic. Okay, this was only 1 episode, and much of this is speculation, so I'm not going to go on about what I was hoping for when there is still time for things to change. I now want to talk about my predictions for the next episode. I would not be surprised if they start the next episode with the Salt Lake scene, along with the porch scene right after, setting up and then resolving that conflict. Which, again, I'm going to say should have been more thoroughly covered, but I'll shut up. From the trailer, it looks like there will be a large infected attack on Jackson, which could lead to Joel and Tommy saving Abby and company, where I wouldn't be surprised if they take their group into Jackson for a time. This potential change seemed to be hinted at in the first episode when Maria talks about taking in refugees.
We're supposed to leave them out there?
If our lifeboat is swamped, yeah, we leave them out there.
From there, I wouldn't be surprised to see Joel's death at the end of the episode, which would be very quick. With the new season being only 7 episodes, it is my concern that they are going to move too fast through the story, not allowing for many of the things that I mentioned in my previous video. Link is in the description for that. I also want to say that I was right in my prediction about the direction that they are taking, that being them showing many of the flashbacks in the first few episodes. Sorry, I just wanted to brag a little. I've been kind of negative today, and I want to clear some stuff up. The show is not bad. It has good moments, the writing is palatable, and the acting is very good. Much of my opinion is based on expectations I have formed from the game and having thought about the story a lot. Not everyone is going to have the same perspective as me, and that's fine. I just think it is fun to speculate about improvements and different routes the story can take. If you are interested in my plan that I laid out for this upcoming season, the video is here. I also am planning on posting every week as new videos release, so subscribe if you want. I'm always interested to hear other people's thoughts, so if you have any thoughts on the story so far or things you want to see, share them in the comments. These first few videos might be a bit short, but as we get more to work with, I will try to provide some deeper analysis. See you next time.